Have you ever felt like your dreams are slipping through your fingers? Like no matter how hard you try, success seems to drift further away, always just out of reach? What if the secret to changing everything is hidden in the quiet moments you overlook every day? In the sleepy town of Hawthorne lived a young man named Caleb Monroe. Caleb wasn't born extraordinary. No silver spoon, no genius IQ, just a regular guy with a restless heart and impossible dreams. He dreamed of becoming a novelist whose stories could change lives, but his days were swallowed by doubt and endless distractions. Every morning, he hit snooze a dozen times, and by the time he sat at his desk, exhaustion and fear had already robbed him of willpower. Friends and family said, "Just push harder, Caleb," but their words felt hollow. Deep down, he knew something vital was missing, something no one was telling him. One rainy evening, feeling more lost than ever, Caleb wandered into Hawthorne's old bookstore, a dusty place where time seemed to slow. Behind the counter stood Mr. Grayson, a retired poet whose quiet reputation was built on wisdom and gentle truths. Mr. Grayson looked up and noticed a weight behind Caleb's eyes. "You look like you're carrying the world on your shoulders, son," he said softly. Caleb sighed. "I have dreams that feel alive one moment and vanish the next. I start with fire but end in silence. I don't know how to keep going." Mr. Grayson nodded knowingly. "Let me tell you about Elijah and the Stone Garden." The story of Elijah and the Stone Garden. Elijah was a man who dreamt of creating a garden, not a typical one, but a sanctuary built entirely of stones. Each stone was carefully chosen, carried from a distant riverbed, and placed with love and patience. For years, neighbors mocked him. "Why build with stones? That garden will never bloom." But Elijah understood something invisible to others. Beneath the stones, he was crafting a foundation stronger than any flower bed, a garden that would survive storms and droughts, a symbol of resilience. Seasons passed. Nothing flashy, no sudden growth, only steady, unseen progress. Then one morning, after 5 long years, the garden revealed its true beauty. Moss and tiny wildflowers began to weave through the cracks, birds nested in the stone walls, and a quiet peace settled over the space. Elijah's patience had built something eternal, not just a garden, but a legacy of perseverance and faith. Caleb listened, the room seeming to hold its breath. Mr. Grayson's eyes met his. Success, like Elijah's garden, grows beneath the surface. It's built quietly by small acts repeated daily. You don't see the roots, but they hold everything steady. Inspired yet unsure, Caleb asked, "How do I start planting those roots in my own life?" Mr. Grayson handed him a worn leather journal. "Here are 5 simple habits that changed my life. Habits that can change yours too." Caleb's 5 habits to build his stone garden. Wake 30 minutes before dawn. This silent time is sacred, a moment to plan, dream, and focus before the world demands your attention. Write 100 words daily, no excuses. Small words build a story, small steps build a life. Cut distractions ruthlessly. Turn off your phone, close unnecessary tabs. Guard your focus like a fortress. Nightly reflection. Each evening, Caleb wrote what he accomplished and what he was grateful for, reminding his mind that progress, no matter how small, mattered. Move your body for 10 minutes. Simple stretches or a walk. This ignited his energy and sharpened his mind. At first, the changes were invisible. Some days Caleb felt defeated, tempted to quit. He missed deadlines, gave in to distractions, and doubted his path. But slowly, those invisible roots took hold. Ideas began to flow effortlessly. Confidence grew quietly in his chest, and his words started to touch others. 6 months later, Caleb published his first novella online, greeted by a handful of readers who praised his authentic voice. From there, word spread. Caleb's garden was growing, not in dramatic leaps, but steady, strong, and lasting. 1 year after meeting Mr. Grayson, Caleb stood at a small bookstore signing an event. When asked about his journey, he smiled warmly. Real success is like Elijah's stone garden. It's built slowly and quietly, through patience, consistency, and small habits no one sees. That's where true strength lives. So, what small habit will you start planting today? If Caleb's story moved you, share it with others, and subscribe for more stories that will shift your mindset and fuel your dreams. Remember, the strongest gardens are not those that bloom overnight, but those with roots laid deep in patience and faith.